Hey gang, welcome back to my garage for another restoration adventure. Today I'm going to restore this little neglected hatchet that I found at a local shop and paid only $9 for. Both the handle and the wedge appear to all be original, and most importantly, are still very solid. There's no cracks, chips in the handle, other than some paint over the years, so I don't see absolutely any reason that we need to take this thing apart. We're going to give it just the makeover that it needs. This time around though, I'm not going to use any power tools. So pull up a chair, sit back, let's get started. So after the little bit of cleaning with the brush and the Scotch-Brite pad, it's coming along really nice. That metal, that axe head is in fantastic shape. And as you can see, we've learned we have a Plumb. The little bit of research that I've done, this little guy is a Plumb Produce Hatchet. No, not for cutting up cabbage heads and things like that. It is a crate hatchet for opening produce crates. The double notches are for pulling the nails out of a crate. You got the waffle face on here for driving the nails back into the crate. Short handle, which in one of the old catalogs from Plumb, they refer to it as a mahoganized handle. So the face, great shape, notches, we'll put an edge on it. Let's keep going. Yeah, it's coming out really nice. Looking forward to seeing this guy finished. think what we're going to do, we're going to put the axe in some evaporust just to clean off all the remnants of any rust. I think the original finish, there was a black finish on the head. So what we're going to do is we're going to cold blue it. I think it's going to be a really good look for the axe. Now before I dunk the hatchet in the evaporust, I want to protect as much as I can the wood. I don't want it soaking in, absorbing the liquid, so I'm going to try out coating it with some of the wax here. That butcher's wax was a find at an estate sale on a garage shelf. Oh yeah, coming out of that evaporust looks good. It's going to take some cold bluing really nice. Let's keep going. All right, we're going to smooth out this finish a little bit. Try and get as much of the old black paint off as we can. Not going to be too aggressive with it. Don't want to give it a mirror finish. It's not what we're after, although there are occasions when a mirrored finish axe head looks nice. This one we're just going to smooth out some of the blemishes. Try and get to as much bare steel as we can so the bluing finish will look good. So we're going to start with 150. I've got 220, a 360, and a 600 grit sandpaper. And remember, we're going to do this whole thing by hand, so sanding by hand. Traffic in the neighborhood. Well, that's after the 150 grit. Coming along, still leaving a lot of character. right, 220's up next. All right, we've sanded up to 600. Got a nice smooth finish on it. We'll finish off with some 4/0 steel wool before we get into the handle. Alright, so we're at the point. I'm happy with the axe head. Turned out really nice. All we have left to do is put some cold bluing on it. And last thing will be to put a new edge on this thing. So that leaves us with the handle. And we're going to scrape it clean, give it a stain, put some wax on it, and call it done. So thinking about cold bluing the axe head and what color to go with the handle, it might not be original, but I think I'm going to put the early American on. I think that's going to look good with the cold bluing on the axe head. So even though it might not be original, I think I like it, and I can do that. That's a good looking color for the handle. Okay, well, that stain, that early American stain came out super good looking on the handle. Now it's time to protect it. Give a little bit of a shine with some boiled linseed oil. Hey gang, it's time to do the cold bluing on the axe head. And I just want to show you some of the cold bluing chemicals that I've used in the past for various things. Some I like more than others, but just wanted to give you an idea that there's a whole mess of them out there. Some work a little differently than others, but you'll have to make your call to see which one you like the best. This isn't going to be a tutorial on how gum bluing works or what the best one is, just my experience on which ones I like. My favorite right now is the Vans. The Vans Instant Gum Bluing. The Oxbow bluing is right up there with it. They both work very similarly, achieve a very similar result. What I like about them is they don't need rinsed off to stop the chemical reaction. They don't need rinsed off with water afterwards. So those two are some of my favorites right now. The rest of these guys over here, the Formula 4440, it's also from Brownells, just like the Oxbow is. The paste, the Perma Blue paste, also from Birchwood Casey, the Presto Mag, the Super Blue, Birchwood Casey products, and the last one that I found, the G96 Gun Blue. It's a paste also, so two pastes. The other ones are liquids. These guys down here, they do need rinsed off to stop the reaction with water when you're done. So a little bit more simple to use. They all achieve different bluing effects depending on the metal that you're bluing. Let's see, not the Super Blue. Yeah, the Presto Mag here will actually achieve a little bit more of a brownish blue tint. The Super Blue, which a lot of people are familiar with, has that deep black blue finish to it. The other one that has a similar dark blue finish is the 4440. The pastes, I really haven't had a lot of good success with the paste. They're pretty much good for small parts if you're going to be bluing small pins or screws, triggers for a firearm, things like that. But for the axe head, I'm going to be using the Vans cold bluing, and we're going to see how it works. So let's get started. Now, unlike the Super Blue, Vans achieves its results by a steady and constant massaging of the chemical onto the surface. So the longer that you're moving the chemical around, the deeper the bluing effect that you'll achieve. So it's not the amount that you put on, it's more the amount of time that the chemical has to work on the material. Now that the bluing is done on the axe head, get you in there. That's why I like Vans. Gives it a nice natural steel look. Last two things I need to do, take some steel wool, burnish that finish a little bit, and coat it in oil so it sits overnight. Not scrubbing so much as just buffing lightly. Last step before sharpening the blade, let's get some paste wax on the handle. And we'll finish putting this on. We'll let it set up, buff it off, and get ready for that edge. Now for some before and after shots of the hatchet. I really appreciate everyone stopping by the garage and hope you enjoyed this rusty restoration. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.